Good morning. This is Erwin St. Rose reporting for WKEJ News in Chicago. In the business world, United Continental Holdings, owner and operator of United Airlines, has reportedly reached a tentative labor agreement with the union representing more than 8,600 maintenance workers, perhaps ending a dispute that has run on for more than 3 years. This will be the first deal to cover all of those workers since United and Continental Airlines merged in 2010. Reuters noted, and it calls for a 25% raise for some of those employees, up to $46.50 per hour. Others will be offered a $100,000 buyout, the report added. United Continental reached the agreement despite executive turmoil that's rocked the company in recent weeks. First, the CEO Jeff Smisek stepped down suddenly, and then his replacement Oscar Munoz suffered a heart attack. It's not clear how much of this deal can be attributed to Smisek, Munoz, or new acting CEO Brett Hart. Workers with the Teamsters Union will still have yet to approve of the new contract, and Reuters said it's unclear when that vote might take place. Next up for United, perhaps, is figuring out a deal with its unionized flight attendants. Bloomberg explained that the flight attendants are still split between those workers who came from Continental and those who came from the previous United, and they have yet to be brought together under the same contractual umbrella. In local news, a city worker was shot and seriously wounded this morning at a work site in the Gresham neighborhood. Another man was wounded 3 hours later in West Palm, Chicago, police say. 28-year-old worker for the water management department was wounded on the left side of his face around 8 a.m. in the 1400 block of West 85th Street, police said. He was taken to Advocate Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn, where he was in critical condition, according to a hospital spokesman. He was on a work site when someone fired from an alley and fled in a silver car, police said. Later Friday morning, a 24-year-old man was shot in the buttocks of a West Palm neighborhood. The shooting happened shortly before 11 a.m. on the 12,000 block of South Perry Avenue, police said. The man was taken to the Christ Medical Center, where he was listed in good condition, police said. No one in custody for either shooting. In national news, Hurricane Patricia became the strongest storm ever measured on the planet early Friday. The experts warning it could trigger 40-foot waves along the southwestern Mexico and life-threatening flash flooding. More than 7 million residents and estimated tens of thousands of U.S. citizens visiting or living there were told to prepare for the worst-case scenario, as a ferocious storm was expected to race ashore on Mexico's Pacific coast between 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. The tourist magnets of Puerto Vallarta and Manzanillo were directly in the Category 5 storm protected path, and Puerto Vallarta's airport was closed Friday out of a precaution as some stranded vacationers described their inability to fly out a nightmare. Packing 200 miles per hour winds, the U.S. National Hurricane Center labeled Patricia as the strongest hurricane on record in the Atlantic and eastern North Pacific basins. Mexico has not formally requested help from the U.S., but State Department spokesman Mark Toner told reporters Friday that America stands up to offer any assistance that we can in the aftermath of what at least appears to be a pretty epic event in terms of the intensity and size of the storm. In sports news, the Chicago Bears released defensive lineman Jeremiah Ratliff earlier this week, and the former Auburn standout apparently hadn't taken the news well. Adam Jones of the Chicago Sun-Times reported Ratliff and Chicago general manager Ryan Pace had an animated exchange outside the Bears training facility earlier this week. Lake Forest police came to the site after security escorted the player off the premises. No police action was taken, however. Ratliff was suspended for the first 2 games of the 2015 season by the NFL, violating the league's policy and program for substances of abuse. Ratliff's suspension stemmed from a DWI arrest on January 22, 2013. Ratliff suffered an ankle injury late in the preseason and also missed the 4th game of the regular season while recovering from that. He had started at nose tackle for the Bears in the past 2 games during training camp. Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator for the Bears, called Ratliff the only, quote, really good player on Chicago's defensive line. We felt moving forward that without Jeremiah was in the best interest of our team, Pace said in a statement. We appreciate his contributions and wish him well. We are also excited to be able to add Ziggy to our roster. In world news, at least 43 people, most of them pensioners on a day trip, have been killed in a head-on collision between a bus and a truck in southwest France. The crash happened on the country road near Pusagon in the Gironde wine region, east of Bordeaux. Both vehicles then caught fire. France's president promised a full investigation into what he called an immense tragedy. It is the worst French road disaster since 1982, when 52 people died. The bus collided with the timber truck at 7:30 local time, at at what local residents described as a notoriously dangerous bend in the road. Both vehicles quickly caught fire. Local people reported seeing a plume of smoke from several kilometers away. Video on French television showed two blackened vehicles with the bus facing the wood transporter's trailer. Its cab scooted to one side. Prime Minister Manuel Valls, speaking from the scene, said the victims had died in atrocious conditions. It's a terrible shock for France, he added. 8 people survived, four of whom were in serious condition. This has been Erwin St. Rose reporting for WKEJ News in Chicago. Have a great day. Until next time, Chicago.